What is that dirty laugh? What is that dirty ass laugh?
Because this picture right here, this is where it was a memo sent out through the entire office, but you weren't included in the chain, and they're just letting you know you're fired, and everyone else knew it but you. Everyone knew.
No one knew. No one knew. Paul didn't know. I don't think Roman's at home knowing. I think this dude was at home alone with no parents and wild out.
Manny, can you overlay up just really quick? Look how happy Solo is. He is off both feet. He hopped and skipped and delivered that. He is so
I didn't realize his feet weren't touching the ground.
He was like, ah! Like, you know what? I'm sick of your ass, Jimmy. I'm sick of my brother Jay. I got my cousins here. Yeah, we about to fuck some shit up. When did he call
TONGA though? When did he call him? It was like, fuck Jimmy. Because it seemed like he didn't get the realization without consequences until they walked into the office.
No, Marcus, it was called long-term. Oh, anyway, I'm Eric. If no one knows, welcome to the Sharpshooters. Actually the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, technically, because
I'm Lord Manny Hayes, and I have no idea why 19 people are watching us right now.
Hold on, let these people watch. Let us enjoy this. And I'm Marcus the Grand Finale, and I have no clue why Eric looked like he's a 1930s just turned into colored movie. Like, oh, we're gonna recolorize this
because my boy.
I liked him when he was marinated.
Like Gone with the Wind.
I liked him when he was marinated, when he was glazed.
But I got to say, my boy was on SmackDown this week. I couldn't believe it, and he served the purpose he was supposed to serve.
Eric, I'm going to say that it was for the last time,
huh?
Marcus,
the last time
Eric wasn't scheduled to be on this show because he was supposed to be celebrating his birthday this week because it fell just before WrestleMania. So I have written notes. I've texted you that you best have come prepared because this show got 3 strikes instantly for me.
Marcus, whoa!
I don't know. Manny told me in the pre-show that he was going to tell these 3 strikes. I don't know what the 3 strikes are. I'm actually intrigued because I didn't hate SmackDown, but Manny, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, the first segment with Cody didn't get any stuff.
I can't wait. You look like me ready to call the collapse, the disgrace, as you titled it. The AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, like I saw the misspelling. I was like, I guess.
He referenced Brandy. He went, "Who the hell told you it was open mic night, bitch?" Obviously referenced Brandy when she was talking to Jade in AEW Dynamite during the pandemic. He says what The Rock gave him was something he gifted The Rock. He tells The Rock upon his return, he doesn't have to look very hard for him because he'll be standing in the ring. He speaks about the 6 potential competitors to challenge him for the title at Backlash in France. He warns them, if you come at the king, you best not miss. This is when the Bloodline arrive. They learn that Cody Rhodes had taken the championship locker room. I didn't think there was something. Right. Solo says he will handle it. Paul tells him winning and losing matters around here, and there are consequences to losing. We lost. That's the champ's locker room. If you want our locker room back, then the title has to come back home to the Bloodline, and that's by order of the tribal chief. Yes, Marcus.
At this moment, Cody got one of the biggest ovations of all time in all of this. I was like, that was epic for, I thought the crowd would have turned on him already on week 1. Because my theory, I still stand by. No one cared who beat the tribal chief. They just wanted to see someone beat the tribal chief. And Cody just so happened to be that guy. Number 2, Kevin Owens had no right to go into that locker room without Cody Rhodes in there.
Marcus,
no one's not allowed.
He did, Marcus, because that's just showing people that ain't your locker room no more. That was pettiness. I liked it.
How did he know? Cody wasn't in there. How you gonna go in my locker room, man?
Marcus,
you stay out.
Cody's a person who gets to
stay away from my water and champagne.
Marcus, Cody gets to
my
work on time,
board.
And he texted Kevin like, "Hey man, just meet me up in my locker room." That's what he did. Are you finished or can I go?
Go.
Anthony, go, Eric.
As I told Shantae when I was watching this, I was like, I give this 4 to 6 weeks before the crowd turns on Cody. I can see it. Cody got in the ring. He cut a Cody promo. I am Cody. I'm a Cody fan. Cody crybaby, whatever he said. But I was like, oh, he did this AEW promo before. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn my back to you. Let me take in this audience. I was like, Cody, you did this before. He pretty much just went and cut his AEW championship promo when he won the
title. No, he did this. He did this
a couple months ago.
Yeah,
Oh.
the turn his back on the audience. I feel like he forgot that he was going to do that in the beginning of his promo, and then at the end, and I thought it was awkward. But you saying 6 weeks before they turn on him? I'm going to give him at least until about not SummerSlam.
No, I mean,
what's after Backlash?
We
Is it
got
Saudi Arabia?
Bash in Berlin, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we got two babyface
Somewhere in
promos
between
tonight.
there.
We got two babyface promos. I thought Bailey's promo was better than Cody's because I've heard Cody say this before, once again. But I thought the best thing about the segment was when the Bloodline arrived and then Paul said what he said. And then, like, what he said paid off later on when the Bloodline came out. And I was like, oh, okay. I liked a little bit of storytelling. When did Solo decide he was going to be the boss? I don't know. But hey.
Consequences.
So, so we get to the first match of the night, which is a triple threat: LA Knight versus Bobby Lashley versus Santos Escobar.
Let me guess, strike.
Strike.
It is a strike. Santos, it's all three strikes in one go. Santos denies taking out Dragon Lee last week
because he didn't do it, Manny. Shantae,
I'm not throwing around accusations, but
no, Shantae, she said Carlito is guilty. She knew he was guilty because he started talking before Kayla even asked the question who did it, and he had his hands all around him like Carlito was guilty. I saw it.
Santos has a help from Berto and Angel, but can't get the job done as the Street Profits make the save. And then this is where I just went, do you know what? I'm done. A call was made on commentary. The worst call, I believe, in professional wrestling history, which I may have to carry out an investigation on whether this line was fed to the person or he said it on his own.
Oh, I'm curious.
But the result should be a firing, in my opinion. As
my God!
Said, and I quote, B-Fab whilst doing a terrible pump kick, B-Fab, the greatest equalizer on SmackDown. 3 strikes. 1, 2, 3. You're out of here.
I thought it was actually,
man, don't even like baseball.
I thought it was a good pump kick. I had no issue with the pump kick.
I thought it was the best pump kick she did.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say this. I
bring up the SmackDown roster to list everyone better than B-Fab.
Hold on,
going up.
Manny.
I have my Apple Watch on.
Manny, your blood pressure. Manny, your blood pressure, please. I thought she had the best pump kick of the night as a black woman. I thought it beat Jade Cargill's, who had an attempt on Raw and an attempt on this weekend, and both seemed to go swing and a miss. If you want to continue baseball analogy, B-Fab looked like she put her whole back into it.
She did, and then she posed afterwards.
She could do.
And she posed afterwards. Oh damn, JK Swish is being petty. He's being real petty. He real petty right there.
You're running into Levi territory.
You know what? In the pre-show, they accused me to be in a mood in a basketball after I play basketball and I'm tired. I feel like Manny's in a mood right now over B-Fab. I can see him soaking and punching the wall, punching air.
So
still on my TV.
Manny, allow me to defend you, my brother. Marcus,
can I also bring back a top 5? A top 5 things of I would like to see rather than see Levi in the chat. Number 5, Tony D becoming NXT champion. Number 4,
can we write this down?
B-Fab becoming a women's champion.
Oh, I just saw her on TV. I thought that just counts as like a strike.
Number 3. I can't even remember what number 3 is.
He's so angry at 2 and 2.
The number 1 is Nick Aldis winning a World Heavyweight title in WWE.
What happened to 4? What happened to 4?
He doesn't remember, Marcus.
That's what
5. Yeah.
There was
Man, before you turn into Bruce Banner and the Incredible Hulk and start smashing things, let me inform you that I just thought the strike was going to be the LA Knight. I didn't realize this whole segment got the strike to the B-Fab. I thought LA Knight was the strike for winning.
I was not happy.
B-Fab existed. Wade Barrett made a terrible call, and then LA Knight won. There's 3 strikes immediately.
I was not happy about LA Knight winning, but at the end of the day, when we had the next qualifying match, and then what Cody said in his promo, I was like, it made sense. He's going to lose when it matters. AJ's going to beat his ass again. and I can't wait for that to happen because fuck LA Knight. That's all I gotta say about that. As for the Power, as I think they're called now because of their sweatshirt that they had that I would like to order to support Black people in wrestling. Mark, you saw that, didn't you? You saw that sweatshirt, right?
What?
That the Street Profits was wearing, where they were holding up the fist and it said Power underneath and it had the black colors. I was like, as a black man, I have to have that shirt. I know Manny would never want that shirt because it would put money in B-Fab pocket, and I know we're not about that life. But I feel like I remembered
one of the ones that were missing from my list. Kevin Kelly becoming the voice of WWE in 2024.
It's possible. There's an opening on SmackDown.
I felt that this match had a lot of stuff going on, and the only thing that stood out to me the most is that they have nothing for Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Like, they're the only ones that are not a part in this story. Like, LA Knight wins, and Santos is still denying the stuff that's going on between him and the LWO about taking out Dragon Lee, and we all know it's Carlito. And then when we cut back to the interview with Caleb Blackston talking to Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio cuts his promo about being champion, that he got one more run at him. It's like, shut up, Rey. Shut up. Shut up.
Well, Eric,
nobody wants that.
I think there's one thing the Bobby and the Profits and B-Fab all should do right now. They need to start eating each other and tearing each other apart because that's the only feud they got. They need to rip each other to shreds. Bobby needs to have enough of this losing them that they have brought, this losing culture they brought to Bobby Lashley. Bobby ain't never lost this much in his whole career. But since he joined up with these three bozos, he's losing every week. And he lost this match, which I would like to call tonight's SmackDown was TNA 2015 because that's what it seemed like this whole show.
Kind of felt like that. I can see what you talk, Mark. I can see what you talk. We could make LWO the World Elite. I mean, Legardo, they're the World Elite. You know, main event mafia for Bobby.
That's actually early. That's 2010 or 9. The World Elite.
But Betty,
I'm saying 2015.
The opening match for me was not as bad. I wasn't happy with LA Knight winning, but then at the end I was satisfied with the outcome. I felt like they were telling the story.
I personally didn't enjoy the match at all. I thought it was stupid that it just became a run-in then LA Knight like just to cover up for us not really having a match. The Street Profits did their dive and stuff. I just didn't think this was. I thought it sucked.
But Mark, let me ask you this question though: how did you feel about the humble tribal chief that was relaying the messages about, defeat and, rebuilding, through Paul Heyman? The whole segment where, Solo decided to become a man and we got the introduction of TAMA TONGA. What did you think of that segment?
Well, I thought Solo decided to start jumping on the bed and start calling his own decisions when the house was empty. This man was actually a damn foe because it don't make sense that. First of all, it's one thing to jump Jimmy out because Jimmy had it coming. We know Jimmy's a damn fool. Jimmy lost to Jay. Tribal Chief didn't retain. There should be consequences, and they shouldn't be out there all happy-go-lucky and act like the bloodline still is just going to exist the way it was after the Tribal Chief done lost. There needed to be changes, and I thought Jimmy needed to be taken out. It was written. However, when Paul was called the Tribal Chief and that man was fearing for his life and you decided to step on his phone with your bare feet, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. He was wearing shoes? I felt like I imagined him bare feet doing this and I thought he was out of character. He is wearing shoes. Shit. Well,
Marcus into some Samoan feet. You can't even deny it.
I'm not denying any of this.
Mark, I'm just sitting here. I don't understand how you feel.
It's the best feet selection out there, all right? The Samoan feet is the best.
Marcus, the thing is, Paul Heyman foreshadowed this. We lost. Strong. When you lose, there are consequences. Solo didn't lose, Marcus. Jimmy lost. Roman lost.
Solo didn't have a match. He was
Betty, it doesn't matter. Let me just point out to you, the Bloodline is like the AEW rankings. They don't make any sense, but people lost, so people moved down the rankings. Solo moved up to his promote. He was the Tribal Chief and traded. Technically,
it's Solo fault.
It's probably Solo and Jay.
Technically, Jimmy was the second string quarterback.
Yeah. But I want to say it's Solo's fault Roman didn't win. If you think about it, whose thumb took out Cody Rhodes last year? It was Solo. Whose thumb didn't work this year? Who got chased off by John Cena this year? Solo. Who retired John Cena this year? Solo. Apparently, he didn't get the job done, and all his chickens came home to roost, and it all cost them everything. His thumb wasn't on point.
All I gotta say is that
Unless Cody was working on his neck this year.
I enjoy the narrative of Roman and Seth Rollins, which I kind of feel like Roman might make the trip to Saudi for a closeout match with Seth, because the PTSD was a hilarious story. I was like, okay, I get what he said, and how they pointed out how Cody lost his eye on the prize last year, and then Roman did the same thing. I was like, a great way to spin a narrative. I thought this was I thought this segment right here should have erased at least one of the strikes that you suffered at the prior segment. I thought it should have upgraded SmackDown for you.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Retelling the strikes raised my blood pressure again. So
yeah.
Manny, how did you
take your medication?
How did you feel about the
medication.
debut of TAMA TONGA? Like, Haku's son.
The son of Haku. You gotta say it like that. The son of Haku.
I mean, I feel like it's due. We've been waiting for him to debut. I think he was signed in like November.
Something like that. They said no. I believe it was this year. They officially said he signed.
Yeah. I think it's due, but it was the question we had coming out of WrestleMania: is what happens to the Bloodline without Roman there? And this certainly answers it. I know people are thinking Roman may team up with the Usos again. To take out
the old Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. The battle of the Bloodline, and then you have to figure out which side the Rock is on.
Whew, it's a mess.
It's beautiful.
Manny is stunned. He's stunned.
He's stunned.
He's so stunned by that comment.
So stunned.
But I 100% agree. I can't wait for the Bloodline versus Bloodline, and there's going to be I believe there's going to be a point where Jacob Fatu shows up and takes out Jimmy again, and then Jay is actually going to try to make the save, but it's going to be too much. And then each week they get beat up, and then one day you just going to hear, oh, and the tribal chief comes down, and you don't know whose side he's on, and then he helps Jimmy and Jay, and I think the crowd's going to go crazy, and Roman becomes that baby face you always want to the heel Rock, who is the tribal chief of this new bloodline.
Yeah,
and I think that will be a great civil war.
And Rock and Roman at WrestleMania in Minnesota, if they have it out. But can I have the floor real quick? I have a message for Tony Khan. Tony Khan, let me show you something.
What? No time for that.
Hasn't he suffered enough this week?
No.
He suffered enough this week?
Tony Khan, just want to let you know, you don't have to release videos and stuff to try to boost your rating. You build stars. The next match right here, where WWE sacrificed Cameron Grimes and is going to future endeavor him to Braun Breaker. It was a debut match. It was not like when Will Ospreay had a competitive match. It was Braun Breaker. He went to Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes got 3 moves: a back elbow, a pump kick, and a super kick. And he lost convincingly, and Braun Breaker looked like a star. That is how you do wrestling matches with jobbers. Not everybody has to be competitive. We did not need to see Cameron Grimes push Braun Breaker to the limit. That's all I need to say. Great moment for Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker in this match looked like, who want to fuck with this? Like,
exactly.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much. He's young. He's athletic. He's fast.
He's
strong.
He hits a rope at 3,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, he's a Steiner. He doesn't give a fuck. He looked scary. And it's just the way you want him to look. And it's the way he's been looking on NXT lately. Even in the tag match on Tuesday and Sunday, he still looks like he's a true genetic freak. Ryan is putting the over 50 that he needs to hook up with Jade, and they just need to be known as the genetic freaks.
I'm not feeling the new music though.
I don't like the new music either, but I want to give a shout out to my boy Cameron Grimes. You're one of the best enhancement talents out there. You make people look good when you lose.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He hasn't been released
yet. This is the last time. Eric, I want you to say goodbye to Mr. Cameron Grimes.
Hey, you know what? And guess what? And then if he's gone by this week, then this week when we're at TNA, Trevor Lee will be back in TNA, and I can say,
well, no, I don't think it's that. I don't think it works that fast.
Yeah, I
don't think it works that fast.
AEW where you get no release clauses.
So here's where I can see what happens to Cameron Grimes. Yes, I can also see him going to TNA. That would be a good choice for him. But I could also see him go working with Tony in on Ring of Honor. I do not see this man on Dynamite. I will probably see him on Rampage losing the Penta or some shit or whatever the case, or getting a TNT title match against against the Coat Man. But I do see him leaving and getting future endeavored. But the Bloodline storyline and Bra Breaker, I thought SmackDown started off with a good feeling, good vibes. I'm not gonna lie. Even the Cody celebration, even though, let me tell you something, brother. I believe if Cody Rhodes is coming out to the ring and being announced as the WWE champion, I believe we need to have the best announcer. Samantha Irvin, your ass needs to work Fridays and Mondays if he's doing this. Because Mike Rome, you ain't bad. There ain't nothing wrong with you. But you're playing with Michael Jordan or LeBron James, which is Samantha Irvin right now. And you just come up looking like a chump. You look like Pat Ewing. You look like David Robinson. You look like Charles
I tell you what,
Barkley.
though, if I can't get a Samantha Irvin, I'd rather have him than the one that does it on AEW.
And I want to let El Luchador know, I disagree with you. Everyone needs a good squash match. I don't care if I become the worst wrestler. Give me one squash match, and I'm satisfied.
Well, I'm going to say, he's right. He's right. Now, everybody needs a squash match in their quote-unquote debut. Braun Breaker's been around for a bit. Debuted on SmackDown. Already had a few. But I thought TAMA's debut on SmackDown, for those who didn't know who he was, the son of Haku, the way Corey is yelling it, it's like, oh, man, he must be dangerous.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
looked dangerous. He was in amazing shape. Yeah, he looked scary, and he was intimidating the hell. And when Paul Heyman is shaking in front of you and tears coming out of his eyes outside the doctor's office, it just seems like, oh, man, I ain't fucking with that. Now, that's a nice debut. That also worked as well.
I can also say, I thought Bayley's babyface promo was very good. It also just pointed out how much more skill on a microphone she is compared to her friend Mercedes, because she was able to tell the story. No. It's a necessary shot. It's a necessary shot because Mercedes should not be on the microphone at all. She should not be doing commentating. Bayley was able to tell her story, get her narrative across. She was interrupted by Tiffany Stratton, who I thought looked pretty good. Bayley trying to give a shot to her friend Naomi.
What was that? She just looked pretty good. Is that appearance-wise or talent-wise?
No, she came out looking like she was a star. She was a major player at a big moment. Like, it was a big moment for her to be out there, especially interrupting after Bayley says that I'm going to give Naomi a shot. Like, why? Why is Naomi getting a shot? She ain't really won. But then, Manny, your hand
I tell you why. Because Naomi is easy pickings. And if I just won a championship, I know who I want to beat. First to go, I need one. I just need one under the belt. That I said I've won one, and I'm not Sasha Banks, or I can't defend the title.
Manny, you read my mind. But I can say at the same time, when Naomi went against Tiffany Stratton, I did not expect a victory from Naomi. I don't know why. I did not see it coming. Marcus,
I did.
You did.
I think Tiffany Stratton, they're kind of probably going to lean towards Money in the Bank, a Money in the Bank win for her. So I feel like they're not just going to throw in there just to be Bayley's first opponent and lose.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I was also happy that Naomi had a brief amount of time on the microphone, just a brief amount of time.
Yeah, she was terrible on the microphone. I'm going to say this right now.
It was very
when Bayley announced that Naomi was going to be her first title defense, I went, man, that's whack. What are you doing? Don't just be giving it to your friends.
But now let me just point
Mercedes.
out.
You know what? Let me tell you this. I don't know what it is, but I'm picking Jacqueline because I'm picking Mercedes as being worse because you know what? Miss Jackie may come out there in some string bikini, and next thing you know, I'm 13-year-old Marcus going, titties! Again, someone fix her makeup. Her makeup is too much. It's too much.
My favorite moment on SmackDown, outside of, Paul Heyman crying, had to be Chelsea Green and Piper Niven talking to Nick Aldis. Just because she was like, I know you could treat me better than that damn Adam did overall, blah, blah, blah. And then this motherfucker's like, I have something in mind for you. And he does the exact same thing that Adam did, but make it a tag match. And if you paid attention if you were watching Jade's entrance, when she's in the ring, Chelsea Green is arguing to the referee like, why is this keep happening? What the hell is going on? This ain't
Wait,
right.
be careful. She needs to be careful because Mark Henry seems to get angry when people stay in the ring when Jade makes an entrance. Mark Henry could go fuck himself.
Was that the stupidest thing that you have ever heard?
That
somebody...
was the one unnecessary rant that no one was thinking or talking about. Like, of all the things to rant about on the show, I was like, this is the one you picked.
And like Mark Henry,
I would have fucking killed her.
And Mark Henry, and I believe he's still an advisor to AEW. And if this is the things that you're harping on, and you're advising people that make sure you're out the ring, but you let a fucking video play that did absolutely nothing to help your company, then you might need to be fired at your job too.
But his only career, he may have championships to his name, but his only career highlights to me is being part of a birth to a hand, and it's now time for the main event. Nothing about his career.
Don't be disrespectful that man career. You know what, Manny? We need to change the episode from TAMA TONGA debuts and help Solo kick out Jimmy from the Bloodline to Manny attack every black wrestler in history of wrestling. Because that's where you're at. That's where you're at right now.
I attacked two.
You've attacked Mark Henry. You took a shot at Mercedes, I believe. I don't care if you didn't.
That was Eric. I didn't say anything about Mercedes today.
I did attack Mercedes, Marcus.
Oh, okay. So Eric and Manny attack Black Widow. That's where we're at.
Man, Mercedes ain't been black for a long time.
Hey,
that's another attack.
Because I've got something right here that's going to put you to shame.
Is that a receipt?
Man, he got
is that, Academy Award?
Red card for you.
Oh, shit. He got a red card.
Oh, no.
And right here, Marcus, I have your Nubian Princess WWE rookie card.
What do I gotta do to get that, Manny? You know how much I value my Nubian Princess. Okay, dude?
I'm gonna defile it, Marcus.
I'm not gonna defile it. She doesn't have Samoan feet, Manny, so I'm not gonna defile it. I'm gonna cherish it.
Kevin Owens said some stuff backstage to Byron Saxon was not.
I liked his entrance where he was just talking shit all the way towards the ring.
No, but don't bury the lead here. Don't bury the lead. What do you think of it? What do you think of what he did?
Oh, he pushed the CM Punk shirt off.
He pushed all. He's like, get this out of here. The CM Punk merch.
Well, Marcus, everybody's gunning for CM Punk. I mean, it's a great thing. That's what. I mean, when they announced that CM Punk gonna be at the draft, I mean, they're using CM Punk is injured, but they still found a way to use him effectively for whatever reason that they're doing.
Which company, AEW or WWE? Because the man is being used everywhere.
No, but you can see on doing what your boss said. Everybody's taking shots at Mercedes now. He didn't even say he bossed it. That's messed up. That blazer was salmon, by the way. It wasn't pink. It was salmon.
It was salmon. She announced her retirement and then swerved us all. I still got stuff left in the tank.
Still got stuff left in the tank.
But I think CM Punk being just hated by the entire world is entertaining. But also being loved by the people, but hated by the people in the back. Like, it just seems like it. Kevin Owens is a part of Mount Rushmore with the Bucks, clearly friends. I don't know if he wants to set up a program with CM Punk or not, because Drew McIntyre seems to have that cornered. He has that market corner. And all companies, people, even you, Jack, you can't be in New Japan. We're talking about Crimea River. And I don't even know if that was directed at Punk or just the crowd. But everybody in their mama is using CM Punk's name and just talking shit about him, but yet using it to boost their views and ratings.
Main event, AJ Styles win. Makes sense to me.
Do you know what? I thought for the experience in this match was way too short. This match should not have been given less than 10 minutes.
I thought they should have cut
commercial break. I think
they should have cut the first match a little bit shorter and gave this one match more time. Just in my opinion.
think they were equal time, to be honest. They both were pretty short. It seemed like the week off of after WrestleMania is still in full effect because no one actually did any work. I feel Tiffany Stratton and Naomi put in some work. Now I felt like that was the only good match on this show.
I also point out that Logan Paul cut a very good promo, making himself a new legend killer. And I really liked the package for Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I don't know why, but they're like the a younger version of Pretty Deadly, which is, but they're
Are
older.
they younger than Pretty
I think
Deadly?
they're
I
older.
think that
They're the same age.
I don't.
yeah, I know Wally's in his
know.
30s. Grayson, not Grayson. Austin in his 20s, and I don't know what Pretty Deadly's age is. Back to SmackDown. I thought it was a solid show, but nothing too much again. The Bloodline stuff dominated the story. I'm looking forward to the Bloodline Civil War. After that, it was not much else on the show.
Bloodline Civil War 2, Marcus. Bloodline Civil War 2.
I can say
yes.
I'm looking forward to AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes at Backlash.
That does look good.
I mean,
so we're
No,
already
you already saw it before going to conclusion.
Man, once he said
already
that
written off LA
me and AJ Styles are the two only NWA former champions and WWE champions in the company, I was like, right then and there, AJ is going against Cody. LA got the win at WrestleMania, but at the end of the day, AJ gets the win against him next week on SmackDown, maybe by hook or crook. I'm not 100% sure. I think there's more money in Cody going against AJ to make it look more better than LA Knight. Fuck LA Knight.
The Georgia boys.
Yeah.
We're two Georgia boys going at it.
And technically, AJ is a heel at this moment, so it makes sense. And he can take a loss from Cody.
Yeah, I have him. I'm going to quote me when I say this is mollywhopping LA Knight for this number one contender spot. LA Knight needs to stay in the mid card and if they really want to run with a nice program with AJ and Cody, I think you could really go. I mean, the matches already have the match being good. The promos are going to probably be good. I just have a good story here. I think it's a nice come down. It's not like, oh man, he's probably going to beat AJ, but I don't feel like there's anybody else better suited than just take this loss than AJ.
What about the speculation that came out that Sheamus is going to be the one that challenges Cody? I was like, Sheamus?
No,
really?
I think now that the title is off Gunther, Sheamus is coming to Raw. He's going to destroy Sammy, and he's going to get that IC title he's been dreaming about for years.
Is that the story we want? I think that's actually a pretty good story.
I want him to finish his story. I want the belt collection, finish his belt collection.
Become a Grand Slam champion, Sheamus. Sheamus does deserve to be Grand Slam champion. He's been putting in the work for years and is banger after banger. And when I saw the vignette on Raw and then again on SmackDown, I was just like, damn, I really do miss Sheamus. It's been a while.
I can tell you this right now. I prefer SmackDown. I thought SmackDown did better to move the story than Raw. But I could tell I gave Raw a lot of forgiveness because it was the day after, WrestleMania. But I thought that SmackDown laid a lot of groundwork going forward. And, it'll be interesting if WWE can keep the momentum that they have, especially with The Rock not being there, without Roman being there. But I mean, there were a lot of good strides that was made on SmackDown to make you want to tune in next week to see what's going on.
Yeah, I know when the momentum, you're going to tell when the momentum dies, though. That stage is coming back. You were like, damn, they lost all momentum.
Them sellouts ain't going to be the sellouts no more.
The 15th or whatever number they're on right now, consecutive sellout, is going to be like, damn, they got the stage back.
I think it's going to be tougher anyway going into SummerSlam because it's European tour pretty much now. They're going into that European tour that they normally have after WrestleMania where I think it's in London on next Friday.
The infamous
WWE Live.
London tour that will always be in the interview.
And then it's the PLE European tour as well at that. So I think attendance is going to remain fine. I just feel like it's not going to be sellout after sellout like they've had in the lead up to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's been WrestleMania season. A lot of those people who are on WrestleMania all have to go away. Logan Paul, because we're in the Logan Paul Levesque era, which I thought was a nice twist.
Yeah, how he become Logan Paul? How he could become Paul Levesque's son? I was like, I said, Shelton, that's disrespectful.
No, Eric, it's like a firm. It's like a firm. It's the a law firm where it's like, I can't think of any team law firms anymore. But Levesque, Paul and Levesque, he's put their names together. It works. With that being said, Eric, we're going to get your take on the whole AEW situation, but I want to start off with some positive news in which Jamal, or I believe brought up in the chat, Jon Moxley is the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I think that's best for business for AEW and New Japan because New Japan, who secretly have lost all their lost all their talent basically to AEW, and is in a rebuilding stage and needs to put more eyes to seats is using one of the biggest stars in wrestling to carry their belt. Naito wasn't actually, I felt like moving the needle.
Can I ask you this question? I want to ask you this question, and Jamal, you can answer it too in the chat. Naito seems like someone to watch, but he just never seems to cross over with that Japanese audience and it comes to the title. What's the deal with that? Because I like him. Whenever I watch one of his matches, I'm like, this guy's cool. But like, it just doesn't seem to click with anyone. And then the title reign just seems to suffer.
Yeah, I just think that people want to see Naito win, but no one actually cares after. It's like, oh, he won. Like the chase is always there. The chase is so much better than the actual reign. And you know, like when he beat Sonata, it was like, okay, Sonata's no longer champion. We can move past that era. And it was like, oh, Naito, I don't know if he's the guy. Eric, how about you?
My question for you, Manny brings up a good point. People like to see Naito win the title, but when he wins the title, no one cares. Will Cody Rhodes suffer the same fate as Naito? Like, do you see?
Well, we all said they're going to turn on him. The people are going to turn on him.
I don't think it's going to be as quick as people think, though.
How long you got?
And my question, why do you think it's? Oh, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Survivor Series, maybe. When you get rumors that The Rock may be coming back for WrestleMania 41 to have that match with him, and then everyone's going to start shifting and going, I want to see The Rock with another title.
I think Jacob brings up good point. Jacob Place, he says, I think the real question is, who is the tribal chief? Roman Reigns, Solo, The Rock. I think that last segment where Paul Heyman is crying, and then Tama's like, got it from the tribal chief, and Solo's right there, and it's like, oh shit, who's giving these orders right now?
I think
because clearly it ain't Roman, because the phone is broke, so he can't take the calls.
I mean, Solo ain't that powerful. It's not like a fucking gorilla or an elephant stepped on that.
I just feel like that phone still worked after he stepped on it. I was like, it still works. I believe The Rock is the tribal chief right now, and he's taking that role. And I got very much DX after Shawn, quote unquote, dropped the ball against Steve Austin and Triple H taking over vibes to this. And I didn't realize it was going to move this fast, but they did. And I think that's the right move to go with The Rock. Because you want to do Rock and Roman. I think they still want to do that probably by SummerSlam before you go to probably Cody and Rock or whatnot. I think you got to go that route.
It's interesting you say that because like when you referenced the Shawn Michaels transitioned into the Hunter era of the DX era, you never really got a payoff of that. But what we're getting now is potentially a second Bloodline Civil War, which would make the Bloodline story go even further. But like it'd be interesting because it's like, how does this go without the championship involved? So it is quite interesting to have that notion that there will be some type of payoff for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I think we're in for a good run between the Bloodline storylines. I was happy it was able to continue the momentum. Because I didn't know what to expect when they were out there and nothing was really happening. They were just saying, like, we're going to come back. And Paul was getting this full rah-rah speech. And then Solo just walked over to him. And you were like, oh, shit. Solo smelling his dick right now. Who the fuck do you think he is? And killed Jimmy.
Yeah, but the question is,
I love you.
I think you kind of put it out there like The Rock is that, like, Solo has always been the enforcer. So you could have the theory that The Rock is making these calls because The Rock is the only one who can contact these other people and bring them in because remember, he is the final boss. And with Roman losing, Rock didn't lose. So now he could be the guy making it. Like, it's going to be a very interesting. It gives you something to tune into SmackDown for next week. It really does.
Again,
I'll tell you what,
go ahead.
I don't acknowledge any man that wears bell bottoms. So
I don't either. That was a mistake.
If The Rock comes out there if The Rock comes out there and he's wearing, I'm never doing the Tribal Chief Challenge if The Rock comes out there.
This week in professional wrestling, there was two mistakes.
Johnson's coming out, baby.
There was two huge mistakes in professional wrestling this week, and you can pick which one is number one. One of the mistakes was The Rock and his bell bottoms, and number two was Tony Khan showing that video. Those are the two biggest mistakes I felt that was made this week in professional wrestling, and I don't know which one was worse. I mean, Tony Schiavone.
Eric, we heard me and Manny rant. Go for it. What you got?
I don't have much of a rant because it seems like in Tony's warped view, he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. His ratings were up. He gave
Not much.
but he gave a stat that, blah, 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 blah. He accomplished his goal. I don't know.
Eric, I don't know if you can really be proud of mediocrity like that. It was like the highest we've had in 6 weeks. That's what he said. And then he was like, oh, this was 25% up from last week. That just shows how bad your show has been.
Manny, Ava is a bitch. And I'm saying Ava instead of saying nepotism because she is my new term for nepotism. Ava. Ava is a bitch. When you have nothing but money and you have a lot of money, a lot of times people have this sense of greatness about themselves when they really haven't done anything. When you have all the money in the world, so you can set whatever standards that you want to set to make it show that you're a success. As someone, I think as CM Punk said in his interview, as long as Tony Khan wants to put money into All Elite Wrestling, it will be around. And for whatever reason, I don't know if he cares about making it a better program because I don't think that video helped at all because he didn't plan on bringing in Jungle Boy after this. The way they tried to tie in the Young Bucks with FTR was very forced and not natural. It just like, can we focus on, for me with Tony Khan, can we focus on stuff outside of dirt sheet, backstage politics, and politician, and focus on in-ring storylines to make the product a little bit better? Can we have more organic feuds where people just don't like each other to put a little bit extra behind the great wrestling matches that they put on sometimes? Because guess what? We've seen almost all the matches they can do. And now because Tony Khan has run out of surprises, because there's really nobody right now that he can sign unless he can offer Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins a bunch of money, but I just don't see them leaving, in my opinion. I just don't know. I thought this was sad. And hopefully, I don't know what they're going to do on Collision tonight. I don't know what happened on Rampage. I didn't even see the match between Dustin and Samoa Joe. It was like, why do this? It just made no sense. And then you have reports coming out. They're conflicting. They're saying that the Young Bucks really didn't want to do it and whatnot, but they did it. And
so, yeah. To bounce back, I'm going to be positive, Eric. I'm going to do a whole flip of the side on all this. In a week of WrestleMania, the news and Twitter has been dominated by AEW since Cody won that title. That is a positive. Now that this tape is out there, we can move past this. We can move on. We can actually not think about anything about All In and focus on the next All In. However, I do feel Tony Khan is going to address, have a huge announcement to say he's going to address the video this week on Dynamite to try to pop another rating so you can hear his side of it because his name has been brought up multiple times. And I think it's going to be the wrong decision where we need to be focused on talented, the most talented, and I'm going to keep saying this, the most talented roster probably ever assembled by money. They are Man City right now, to quote Manny's sport, the soccer. They are. They have all this money and talent, and yet they just need to focus on their own product. And like you said, Eric, if they just told stories more like Joe and Swerve, just keep it within the context of your world.
Well, another thing happened on AEW Dynamite, Eric. Will Ospreay said his piece about not being able to do the grind, but to add,
hold on, Manny. Before we talk about someone doing the grind,
you told me never to do this again on stream, but yet you do it.
I can do the Sable grind. I'm doing the Sable grind.
Are you Garcia?
No, that's Sable.
Oh.
For all the men who come to see me and all the women who want to be me.
And then, obviously, Will Ospreay said Triple H wouldn't be in the position he'd be in if he wasn't grinding on the boss's daughter. But I don't think he'd be in the same position either, money-wise, if Tony Khan wasn't getting that money from his daddy.
Once again, I thought it was cheap heat, and I thought once again it's AEW and whoever decided to write the promo. focusing
He
more
apparently chose to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. But I still think you're focusing on everything outside of your company to try to generate buzz. Like that's such an easy way to do. Let's take a shot at Triple H. Why not? Let's just do it because our fan base loves when we take shots at the rival company. Why? I don't know. You need to just focus on your product. Do like TNA. TNA focus on and don't doing TNA shit. Like they live in their world. That's what they do. And if the reports are true that WWE are looking to maybe working with other companies, I would love to see a WWE TNA joint show. I don't know if it could ever work, but it would also just piss Tony off so much that he would probably go back mouthing everybody in TNA.
You're like, you think of pettiness.
How dare you not? How dare you not work with me? Jamal, I don't think Triple H is phased because if any of the reports are right, he got his wife back. He's happy. Stephanie came home. She back in WWE. I mean, come on, man. Shit. But like, you think I care about the Will Ospreay? Yeah, I missed the signing, but I also got a fucking Braun Breaker. I got, I got a Dragon Lee. I got a bunch of other people that I can make stars.
But hold on. The whole Triple H, I want to go to Lucha Dark Sands. He shouldn't have brought up Will Ospreay. He technically never said anybody by name, which, it could have been anybody. He could have been talking about Okada or Jay White for all we know. But everybody still just talking about Ospreay, which he was. And, he's talking about he didn't want to grind. Okay. If you want to go after Triple H, you go after Triple H. You don't do something that's 10, 20 years of the same line that the man has been getting all his career. Because, again, when we did Retro, before he was with Stephanie, Triple H was already one of the main focus on that show. He was already a star. He was already doing stuff. He was already in the meetings with Vince, talking about how we're going to screw Bret Hart. It goes all the way back then. So if you're coming at him, don't give me no weak ass shit. You can talk about anything else. You can talk about how whatever his product is doing or whatnot. But I think it's just hard to throw stones at the number one wrestling promoter in the world, who the fans love. There is no ill will right now toward Paul Levesque right now. I don't think anybody carries anything like, oh, he's doing a horrible job right now. If this was Vince, oh yeah, you throw stones at him. If you wanted to take a shot at Triple H for being Vince's lapdog or something like that, oh, that's something new. It's updated and it would make sense. But you can't talk about a man who's talking about, I'm creating the next star when, technically AEW created his current star, but he is cooking right now. The man is cooking. The WrestleMania was a success and everybody was talking about it who are non-wrestling fans. They built a great audience and stuff. I just think it was a waste of time.
Okay, Manny, can you do me a favor? Can you put El Luchador comment back on the screen? I would like to read it.
You act like you can't do it.
Well, Manny, because
here, I'll do it.
No, not that one, Marcus. I want this one. El Luchador says, not everyone wants to work 230 days a year and not see their kids and family. Triple H is always doing this microaggressions since AEW started. El Luchador, I would like to address this real quick. First of all, I think there is a change in WWE. I don't know if everybody's working 230 days like they once did. Roman changed the game. Roman and his chemo, his leukemia showed that a person can be relevant and not be on camera all the time. AJ did the same thing. AJ disappeared. Sheamus took time off. Randy took time off. Do we know if they were real injuries or not? I don't know, but I think there has been a shift in the whole mentality of the workload. They're thinking about, let's use our roster more and work smarter and not harder. But my counter argument to AEW is not everybody wants to do life-risking, career-threatening dives off of top ropes to entertain 700,000 people. Like you're jumping through tables, jumping through glass. I don't know. Manny, you have your hand up.
I'm just saying the math ain't really mathing because
math ain't mathing.
Because realistically, if you sign to Raw or SmackDown right now, that's one show. If you were working the entire year, that's one show. And then you may work the weekend if you're booked for the weekend. So you do the live events on the weekend. I think that's it. There's only 2 live events if you're doing the States tour, Saturday and Sunday. And then you may have the European tours and all that stuff, the worldwide tours. But I don't think it's 230 days. I think the work-life balance in WWE is a lot better these days. And I don't know. The thing is, for Will Ospreay to take that bait and get angry about it, when it's the truth, you didn't want to do a WWE schedule. You wanted to be able to have the flexibility to go back and forth, to be with his fiance and his stepchild. He wanted to do that. I don't know why you're taking the bait of like someone going, he didn't want to do the grind. When if you know your truth is your truth, why the fuck are you taking the bait?
Because the truth hurts more than a lie, Manny. The truth hurts more than lies. When it hits you like that, it goes like, well, fuck you. Well, I would have said in defend Ospreay, I see nothing wrong with what he's doing. Nothing wrong. If Tony wants to fly him out every week and he's allowed to go home every week and come back and he gets some money he gets, good for him.
But he's doing way more than most of the AEW roster currently are doing, to be honest, though. That's the thing about Will Ospreay. He's doing way more. He's not Pac. He's not Malachi Black that does nothing. He's doing way more and he's going back and forth. So more credit to Will Ospreay for what he's currently doing.
Yeah. And so my whole thing is he did the right thing for him and his family, and I'm okay with that. If he wants to stay home with his kids in London, he doesn't want to move to the States, it all works out for him. I feel like that's great. That's great for him. I think though, if you were applying for any job though,
it prolongs his career, not doing nearly as much as what he would probably be doing on the WWE, because this man does not know how to wrestle lightly. This man just fucking all out 5-star matches every time he's out there.
It's 110%. It's 110% every time he goes. But hold up. Let me
okay, because I can be honest, I don't know what Paul Levesque's comments were, to be totally that pissed Ospreay off. I don't really know what he said.
He just said he didn't want to do the grind. And he said, and
Triple H said,
those are the people. Yeah, he didn't say him, but he's saying people who don't want to do the grind and work the AEW schedule. And he was happy he didn't hire you for that reason, because he wants the people who want that grind, who wants to work night in and night out in front of the people and put in the work that needs to be put in.
What's wrong with that statement?
Hold on, let me get to that. And his statement was what I believe any boss says.
Yeah.
Because when you get into an interview, most people in a job interview are full of shit. They are full of shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. But when you lead an interview and somewhere, you be like, I don't want to do that.
I want to become an integral part in the growth of your company. Knowing damn well you just want a paycheck, and as soon as you get hired, man, I ain't doing this shit.
You never say it publicly that I just want the paycheck. I'm here for whatever and this. But to the boss, you always go, yeah, boss, I'm going to put in the hard work. I want to be a leader in the, in the office and all that stuff. Everybody full of shit. Everybody full of shit. I'm talking about the people applying at McDonald's. Oh, why do you want to get into the McDonald's game? I'm broke. That's the main reason. And it's like, that's what a boss would say. I want some people who want that grind. I want people who want that work ethic. I want people to put the hours in. It's the same thing you want people who are in the NBA and NFL to say, is that I want to be under that pressure. I want to be the main guy touching the ball when the clock is coming down. I'm not looking for a light schedule. I'm not looking for Kawhi Leonard out there. That's my boy. But for years, Kawhi sat out a bunch of games. I'm not looking for ADs out there. I'm looking for LeBron. I'm looking for LeBron.
This is what I used to say when I was a manager and running shifts. On my team, I wanted people that wanted to be there, wanted to put in the work, because not only do I look good, they look good, and everyone gets rewarded because of it. So I get why we would say that, but I don't understand if it's true and you get aggravated by it. That's more on you.
Yeah, I think he should have just let it go. That was my main thing. Especially the order of segments they did it in. Like, we're gonna do WWE for about an hour.
When you're asked the question, you saw the backlash that happened to Triple H in that press conference when people started asking him about Vince McMahon. He deflected those questions. If he's asked that question, he has to answer it. He doesn't want that another scandal of, oh, he's refusing to answer the question. Much like Ariel Helwani also did an interview with Tony Khan a few years ago around Brawl Out, and Tony Khan just deflected any question he had.
But
it
has a negative. It has a negative appearance. What do you say?
Triple H title. He's in charge of creative development, whatever he's in charge. He's in charge of constructing his roster. There is nothing wrong with going on national or whatever your interview on your platform and telling everyone what type of employee you're looking for. Yes, if you apply to work at WWE, there will be a grind. You need to understand that. If you're not about that grind, WWE may not be the company for you. Fine. If you don't want to do the grind, you go. The greatest thing is we have AEW. We have a TNA. Go there. There is nothing wrong with you that you don't want to do. If you want to be next to your family, that's fine. You're not for example, let's give a good example of somebody who decided they wanted to do the grind and got one of the longest intercontinental title reigns of all time. Gunther, formerly of Walter. Walter made the trip, came from overseas, moved to America, lost weight, and did the grind, and he became one of the cornerstones of the company. There's nothing wrong with that. Will Ospreay doesn't want to do the grind. He wants to be with his family. He wants to use Tony's jet. He wants to be able to do whatever he wants to do, wrestle where he wants to wrestle, and do the spots that he wants to do. It's perfectly fine. Jon Moxley doesn't want to go back to that control environment of WWE. He likes to be able to go to New Japan, go to AEW, show up in places like that because it's a better fit for him. The great thing is that all these wrestlers have great places to go and work for. It's not only one place to work for now. It's not only WWE. You can choose where you want to work at, and that's great for business. It's great. That's all I have.
I guess we're done here. No.
I mean, I'm just like
that rant seemed definitive.
I just don't think I can knock Triple H for saying what type of employees he wants. What's wrong with that?
Also,
that's probably true.
Triple H and Nick Khan conspired to get Vince out because they were looking at the product and
Marcus,
were like, it could be so much better if we were in charge.
Marcus, you know there was 3 people who did it too, Marcus. That's why the ring wasn't on. It was Nick, it was Paul, and it was Steph.
You know what? I'm put Shane ass in there too.
Nah, Shane. Marcus. Shane tried to call somebody, and they was like, "Who are you, man? You irrelevant. Bye."
Yep. But you know what? Like you said, Eric, it is a benefit of everybody free and all that. And the WWE schedule isn't as taxing as it used to be for the 90s and the 2000s or the Hogan era or whatever back in the day, the 80s. It is lighter, and some people, stars, get the lighter schedule. Cody right now is running himself ragged. Now he plans on doing every show and whatnot. But there's a lot of people who aren't doing that. Like, I don't believe Randy Orton's going to be on every show.
No,
Roman Reigns has a light schedule. Brock is in hiding.
Brock is in the lightest schedule possible,
but had one of the lightest schedules ever. And it does change for every individual, and it's fine. So I think it's the right move on both companies to be like, this is what I want, this is what I'm not.
Did you because I did enjoy the praise that Triple H gave to Seth Rollins, and I know that was probably this praise to make him want to re-sign with the company when his contract expires, but he gave him so much praise about how he did the best he could to build up that world title that now the Undertaker has. And I look forward because even in the interview that the Undertaker did, he said that he wanted to live out the legacy that Seth set with the title and be out there defending it. And we don't even know who the first challenger for his title is yet. You know what I mean? Like, who? Oh, it's Jey Uso? Yeah, it was Jey Uso. I forgot about that.
You watch that with me.
We did a watch alone. I totally forgot because when I hopped on the show and the unscheduled, I was like, "Fuck, I didn't even watch Raw." Then I realized I watched Raw live with you. Damn, you're right. You're right. But
let me tell you this, and I also agree. Monopolies are awful for everyone, but if you play a monopoly, it ain't. No, what I'm saying, if you're a company trying to monopolize someone else, that's your business. That's what WWE is that's the business they're in. Monopolies are terrible, but it's a good thing to fight their fucking monopolies.
I was on the cusp of winning, and then it happened, and it just took it all downhill from there. I knew I was doing too good. Shit.
What are you talking about?
Talking about April 5th, the day that Monopoly, I was about to win again. Then it just everything.
Oh,
just
you were
turned
never
to-
gonna win.
I was.
Me and Shantae just made the deal of a lifetime.
But
I
you
got
made
the
the-
red states. I had them. Okay, she had Park Place and Boardwalk. Your little your blue country where you were putting your little funky old hotels where I can kick over because I'm a giant amongst insects on Monopoly.
You,
We're
the
about
way
to
you're
take over the
describing it
world.
sounds like you were playing Risk rather than fucking Monopoly.
Oh,
no
man,
one
you
has
ain't never
no-
seen us
No
play
one has
Monopoly.
played Risk with me.
It's
I want to play
cutthroat.
Risk.
I carry a pistol when I play Monopoly.
Before we
because
close,
some
I
of
just
them
want to
make
say,
game
El
big.
Luchador says, I'm an AEW mark 90% of the time, but releasing the tape this late just seemed petty. But I'm a wrestling fan, and pettiness is historically huge in wrestling. That is correct. That's why shows like the Sharpshooters and other podcasts, because we all are petty, we all have different opinion, and we all appreciate everyone who joined us in the chat and all the new subscribers that we have, because that's the thing that we enjoy. We enjoy talking about professional wrestling and all the intricacies and all the pettiness that takes place. Yes. Give me all the shots. But the thing is, before you start shooting at the top company, make sure you have your house in order. You cannot tell me my house is dirty when you know you got 55 roaches going around in your house. Just don't be doing that. Get your shit exterminated first and fix it. Get your ratings at a constant 800,000, and then you can start talking to me. That's all I got.
800,000 ain't even good. What are you talking about?
Daddy,
800,000
it's
like
not.
it's a good number.
Look, I just think that back to this rating that they got, the 819, they're up and whatnot. I just feel like, considering the roster they have, the NXT is just one main roster star away from beating you. Just one. If they just sent one guy, one of the top guys, let's say Randy Orton, he ain't doing shit, and he goes to NXT. All of a sudden, they have 800,000 views, and they're beating you, and a bunch of nobodies, a bunch of no-name children, a bunch of random-ass people is competing with Okada, Ospreay, Danielson,
that hurts, JK.
Adam Copeland.
Right. Ooh, that hurts.
JK coming for all of us today. What's up? What's up with you,
man.
JK?
What the hell? No, we are champions.
Who hurt you, JK Smush?
But yeah, he got a point. We're the Yankees, we're the Dodgers.
We are, man. We are, man. But the thing about it is just that it's fun right now. And
you're a White Sox fan. Shut up.
My whole thing about the whole video thing was that, Tony, what did you do to make people want to come back next week? What happened? Nothing. There was nothing to say, hey, let me come back to Dynamite next week to see what's going on here. And it's like, you keep doing this. You do your surprises. You do your releasing videos, but nothing carries over that says, hey, I need to come back to Dynamite next week, or let me go to Rampage. Oh, let me go to Collision. It doesn't correlate. This episode of SmackDown, we're coming back because we need to know who's in charge of the Bloodline. Who is running the show?
For Cody's shiny belt.
No one cares about that.
One of those questions on AEW Dynamite would probably be, who took out Mercedes Moné? And I'm afraid I do not care.
It was DMD. I got Dr. Britt Baker. But anyway, I
agree with on the DL. He says AEW isn't my cup of tea, but I lived through those years where WWE had no competition and it was dire. I really hope AEW does blow it. I hope they don't blow it.
95%.
And I hope that Tony doesn't get tired of putting money into the company, because WWE has to have competition to be relevant.
Yeah.
Like all of it. You just have to.
And well, he needs to stop being the guy that does everything. Like, I know he's hired someone else to do all the HR bits recently. Previously worked in WWE, but he needs to stop being the guy that books it all and everything. He needs someone to run the show for him, and he's just the top guy that just doesn't exist.
Can I paraphrase an old coach of mine? He's Doc Rivers. You come in there and you fucked it all up for the Milwaukee Bucks, and you fucked it up for the Clippers, and you fucked it up for the 76ers, and we need somebody else in charge. Because if Coney was an NFL GM or an NBA GM and a coach, his ass would have been fired.
I mean,
and it does need to be somebody that actually knows what they're doing to build the audience. And Tony's the biggest detriment to AEW, and he's been the biggest detriment to AEW from the beginning. And you know, the thing I was offended the most about this show, it wasn't Ospreay. It wasn't even the Bucks footage.
It was Monet, right? Mercedes.
No, it was the rest of the show. It was dog shit.
You were angry, Marcus. I know you were.
That show was horrible.
Can I tell you something, Marcus? The thing about it, though, when you say your main event is Dustin Rhodes against Samoa Joe, that ain't gonna put no butts in seats. Like, it just won't do it. Like, it just, like, I understand that you're trying to ride the momentum of Cody being successful and stuff like that, but like, you should be talking to Dustin about maybe how to help make the show better rather than having him put on matches. That's just how I look at it. You have all these old vets around, but if things are what CM Punk say, where these people don't want to listen and they don't want to come to work or do stuff like that, that creates a bigger problem. Tony has made a not stable work environment, and he has to fix the work environment. And I think once he tries, like, it's like any job, when HR comes in and tries to clean up all the mistakes that you make, people are going to be unhappy. So we'll see what happens going forward. They need to be successful, though.
You want to tell you the biggest fall of this Tony Khan tape and all the stuff that happened this week? El Luchador is right when he says Punk tries to make himself the martyr and all this other stuff and the victim, and that everybody else is crazy around him and he's not crazy. All they did was make it look like, you know, CM Punk's right. Like, people were 50-50 on trusting this guy, or like, he sucks. And, you know, remember the crowd was CM Punk sucks in AEW. But after showing this footage, it was like, you know, this man was right. And he's probably not 100% right, but it like made it look like that. And now he has more justification to go out and be more CM Punk than he's ever been CM Punk in his life. It's just, it made it worse.
And at the end of everything that has taken place, like after all the smear campaigns, people talking shit about people doing stuff, like, everyone is losing except for one person. One person has benefited from this, and no one even needs this person to be successful. And that one person is fucking Jack Perry. Like, Jack Perry is the biggest waste of space, and he's out here. This fucker right here, this fucker with this blurry picture, is out here benefiting from all this unnecessary hype.
You think I need an eye test with that picture?
Exactly.
No.
Because, you know, I just pulled it up for a minute. Like,
this guy, like CCTV footage.
Some people are gonna watch this and be like, "Has my settings gone down to 420p or 480?"
People are gonna look at that and be like, "I think that might be Hillbilly Jim." I'm not sure.
It's like, at the end of the day, like, it sounds to me that Jack Perry was an immature, a person who felt very entitled, could not take criticism. They got into his mouth, got into a fight with somebody once, and then shit happened. And now he's going around acting like he's a martyr, being successful in New Japan or whatever he's doing. Fuck Jack Perry.
I think this whole all-in thing made everybody look bad, and then all of a sudden you justified one of the people who should be looking bad about it by showing the footage and going like, "Oh, he's right. He's right." I think that's the worst part about all this. That's the worst.
Yeah, but
like, you know, I think on this show, when he did the media scrum, I believe me, Manny, and yourself was like, I don't know who to believe. We're all on the fence. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then all in happens, and you're still going, well, it's kind of his fault too. And, you know, you can go back and forth. But then you just look at the, like, oh, this is the evidence that stacks up. Oh, he just said he's honest to Era Hawani. Everything he said happened the way, pretty close to the way it happened.
Is it benefiting though? It possibly can be, because, you know, in his New Japan, he has a Crimea River. Like, you know, everybody talk about, like, he's using this negative publicity to try to do stuff, but he's nobody. Before he was Luke Perry's son, now he's just the person that got choked out by CM Punk. So he's still riding the coattails of everybody else around him instead of relying on his own talent.
The scapegoat's better than just being Jungle Boy or Luke Perry's son.
That is also true.
I'm okay with that. Like, you know, why not? He has benefited from this. Let's see what they do when he comes out and help the Young Bucks beat FTR, and they the new elite. It's him, the Bucks, and I'm assuming that no good son of a bitch Okada.
Fucking Okada.
I like saying it because Okada's evil, but it's just like he's such an afterthought now that they showed this footage. Like Okada, he went out there, he killed that young man for no reason, and played it off. Was trying to work his new character of this is boring. He did a squash match like you like, Eric.
Okay, that took place on Dynamite. Okay, good.
But it was overshadowed because the Bucks and FTR came out, and then there was a whole run-in, and then he's hitting him with a chair, and the crowd chanting CM Punk. It was detrimental. And he even came out and did mic work, Eric. Okada did mic work. He spoke English.
I saw FTR cut a promo, and I said, damn it, I miss Dax talking about he loved his wife, he loved his dog, he loved pro wrestling. That's the promo I felt that he should have cut instead of with the shit that he was talking about right then and there. Like, yeah, but I think we held people hostage long enough. The show was actually at 30 minutes. If you go back and you look at the 33-minute mark, Manny put the thanks for watching sign up, and somehow we went on for another 40 minutes.
It's the Sharpshooter business. Eric, I have one more question for you.
Okay, of course.
That's Sharpshooter business. That's what we do. That's what
Marcus,
we do.
We about that grind. You know?
Yeah.
We about that grind.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to
Triple H, we can do your grind 230 days. We're here for you. We're not
afraid to have sleep deprivation and do this show. I think all of us are not well slept.
Yeah, you down some announcers. You down some announcers. We could be content. We could be on the pre-show with Jackie Ratman and them talking. I can look like Big E.
I don't know. With my filthy mouth, I don't know if I could after this week. What the hell?
You got to learn.
I went back and listened. What was wrong with me that day?
You cussed within the first 15 seconds. Said something. Oh yeah, because you had the shit in your hand, Marcus. You know.
Yeah, I was full rant mode.
It was full pile of shit. Just put it in my hand. I ordered a pile of shit.
I was uncensored rant mode. But Eric, I'm going to ask you this right now, and I know Manny don't give a damn about this whatsoever. There's two things. One, before we go further, huh? I was gonna say, are you caught up on X-Men 97?
No, I don't see episode 1, but I know everybody talking about episode 5.
You need to get to episode 5. You need to get to episode 5 so I can talk to you about that. That shit did damage to me. It does damage. Right? Emotional damage. This ain't supposed to be this way. I'm just saying. It ain't supposed to be Game of Thrones on the X-Men. I'm just saying. That's how deep shit got.
This is what happened. Did some Samoan feet get hurt?
Did somebody call Sol Roka a bitch, Marcus? Did someone call Sol Roka a bitch?
No.
Anyway, you had a question for me.
And then the second question. I need the real world to stop being buried in pro wrestling and doing pro wrestling shit. This whole J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Future, Metro Boomin, and now The Weeknd has joined the Bloodline. I don't understand how J. Cole can flip to the other side. He apologized. What did Drake do? What did Drake say? What did they call him? Say, you don't want to be on Drake's side because such and such and this. Oh, fuck him. I'm going to be on this red letter.
First and foremost, we don't know when J. Cole recorded that verse. We don't know, Marcus.
It seemed pretty recent when you listen to it.
I understand it does, Marcus. And let me also preface what I said last week. I'm getting tired of Metro and Future making me have to listen to Future rap to get to the people I want to hear rap on tracks. I'm just tired of this. Because I was just sitting there, looking at the red letter. I was like, God damn it, Future, you're getting on my nerves. And then J. Cole came out. I was like, okay, I like the song now. It was the same thing when it came out before with Kendrick. The fact that The Weeknd talk about, I'm assuming Metro phone got hacked again. You know, he lost the code. He didn't post these things. I don't know. I don't know what Drake did.
I thought the second album was better than the first release they had. I thought it was much better.
I decided not to listen to it. So maybe I'll go, because I just don't like Future. I don't. But he's not my Future. He about that girl.
No, but Eric, he's claiming he's a part of the big four. And not the big three. That because everybody done stole Future style. And so he should be considered one of the tops in the game.
I am sorry. And for the record, I am not a fan of the term big four. You either have a big three, a big five, or just only one. You don't have positive numbers when you have, like, it just don't make no sense. The picture,
Eric, what you just said does not make sense.
Why?
You can have a top four.
I don't like a top four.
Even numbers are more easier than just odd numbers.
No.
Manny just did a top 3 this week.
No, many. And the rules of composition and the rules of odds, look it up, is more aesthetically appeasing to people than the rules of evens. Just saying.
Technically.
I'm not giving any of these fools Mount Rushmore.
I mean, like, you know what? Yes, when you talk about the 4, you don't say the 4, you say Mount Rushmore. That's what you say. That's how you do it. Thank you, J.K. Swish.
Although technically,
if you
still a good hit. Promoters, they all hate what they call a triple threat match because that
let me tell you,
balls. And that involved 3 people.
No one ever says the fatal 5-way.
Okay,
those never sound right.
You can also go with the 4 horsemen. That was a pretty good one. But nah, I mean, Future's not in there. You just
contradicted your own point.
Manny, first of all, I'm a walking contradiction. You know who it is. And we also know that my history with top 5s have not worked out too well because you always like to bring up every couple of months that I had Matt Hardy up there. And I've acknowledged on numerous occasions that I made a fucking mistake.
Eric, all right, so Eric, I would like to challenge you right now. Top 5 rappers.
That
Since
I like?
We are in this top 5.
J. Cole.
All time.
J. Cole. Big Sean. Joyner Lucas.
Oh, this is current. Not even, this is it's just all time.
The people I like right now. Give me a second.
I was going all time.
Jay-Z. Hove. I appreciate Hove. Like his first couple albums, I really, really enjoy. And damn, the 5th one is hard.
Who's the Matt Hardy it is? Is it Joyner Lucas?
Joyner Lucas might be, but I really liked a lot of projects that he did. Because back, if you asked me like 2 years ago, I would have said Eminem, but Eminem, when I go back and listen, it don't stand up.
Pac and Biggie.
No, because Pac and Biggie, like I have a couple albums I like of Pac and have a couple tracks, but they're not like, I just can't do it.
Iconic though, they have iconic songs.
And I didn't put Kendrick up there because like I like, let's see, J. Cole.
Manny, do you have any top 5 rappers?
Dylan.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Because I was setting up my own joke for that.
You know what? My Matt Hardy, a person whose projects that I really do enjoy a lot, is going to be Wale. I have Wale. Well, I do like Wale products. So there we go. That's my top 5 right now. Subject to change, of course. Marcus, who are your top 5 then?
All time or current?
All time. You gave me the same question. Dylan.
Yeah, I was setting up for the Dylan joke. I actually didn't put it.
Hey, Adrian, I don't know if you heard the Joyner Lucas album, but he has a track with DMX on there, and I was like, damn, that was actually pretty nice. Oh, right. This man is here. What the hell? Ain't seen this man in a long time.
I can't put DMX in my top 5.
Can't.
I just
can't at all.
I just can't do it.
Ja Rule there.
You can't put Ja Rule in a top 5.
That's what he said. You lose all credibility. Ja Rule was a very successful rapper, but he loses all credibility. Pac is in mine.
Eric, the show's gone even longer. We got an email.
We got an email. That still works.
Yeah, so I got Pac, Kanye, J. Cole. I think he's done enough work that I would put in there. I want to put Kendrick, but then I'm like, nah. I gotta pay respect because over time I've really became to appreciate Ice Cube for all the work he basically changed rap music over the years. Everything everybody's doing is Ice Cube's work from back in the day. Yes, he does kids movies now, but he's underrated for actually making gangster rap music. Essentially, he did all of it.
Hey, Betty, did you see the email? I don't know if you still have the one above the Disbat email where they're looking for Fastinicias and our YouTube channel fits the demographic for them.
We get so much spam recently about shit like this.
Yes. with great power. Okay, JK Smush, Trick Daddy is strictly for you Florida people down there. Come on, man. Come on.
I'm not really fucking with Trick Daddy and Too Short. Those aren't people. I've gotten a new appreciation of Scarface lately.
Scarface, yeah. UGK, I mean, it's grimy, but
and I'm a huge Method Man fan. Like every time Method Man raps on something, it's always like, damn, he's always one of the best.
Marcus. I like Method Man, Marcus, but I have never really been a fan of his albums, man. T-Cow, I did not like T-Cow. I did not like it. It's true.
I don't go like it's just I like his feature. I like him featured. It's kind of like Busta Rhymes, where I like Busta more as a feature than I do actually as a solo artist.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Busta either, and I know Adrian loves him. Disman loves him. Let me read the Disman's comment. We ain't had an email. Everybody, calm down. We haven't had an email.
We can hear the Disman voice, me and Eric.
I don't even know how if I can still do it. It's the guy who does it like no one else can. The guy that eats Pringles straight from the can. Yeah, that's right. I rhyme can with can.
Everyone eats Pringles straight from the can.
Not just but you know who it is? It's the Disman. What's really good, Sharpies? What's really good? Let me start off by saying that I'm doing good, and I truly hope you guys are too. I also want to say congratulations on acquiring over 100,000 subscribers. That is truly awesome, and I'm truly happy for you guys. The reason I have been gone so long is because I had to get away because I was getting frustrated with wrestling and honestly wrestling fans. So I stepped away to figure out why. This man took a Jordan sabbatical.
Let me tell you this.
That's what he did.
I understand that because wrestling fans are the worst. Yeah, wrestling fans are the worst. They are the worst. You know what?
El Luchador, Run the Jewels, very good. You know, Killer Mike and
Killer Mike, yeah,
they're really good.
They're on the run. They're having a really good run. I'm just saying, it's a really good run.
The Killer Mike do Cal Like Me No, because there's another rapper that I like. No, we're not going. Oh, the Roots. Honorary. I love the Roots. The Roots. There we go. Okay, I like to add
Tribe Called Quest too. Early work, more than early work.
What I discovered was because no one watches wrestling the way I do. I'm in this weird mindset of fan and booker. And since I don't have my own wrestling podcast to vocalize my opinion, it was frustrating because I can't convey my views. And I know you guys have the listener feedback section, but I want to have a conversation with people, and writing in wasn't enough for me anymore.
Eric, 1 second. We need to dust off the listener feedback section first.
Yes. Not only that, but I don't care about the business aspects of wrestling or what's in the news. All I care about is what's on the screen in front of me. And if I can't explain that to myself or to someone like my wife, I'm good. I don't want to take up too much more time. I'm sure Marcus needs to get some sleep. Manny has a date or something, and Eric has pictures of models to take. But I do have a question, and we have a question.
Before we get to the question, can I add the fuck, I forgot what I was gonna add. Carry on. I'm sorry.
In professional wrestling, does the story even matter these days?
Yes.
Like if a character does something on screen that people don't like, why doesn't the character get heat instead of the company? Why do people have to take the internet to find out why the company did it? I just thought of a follow-up. Is it like that with other forms of entertainment?
No.
Anyway, Sharpies, I'm going to go. But you guys take care. But remember to grab a copy of the first 3 AWO Big Time Players available exclusively on Amazon. And be on the lookout for AWO Big Time Players Episode 4. Later, guys. Signed, Adrian, a.k.a. the Diz Man.
We have 240,000 subscribers. We ain't giving stuff away for free anymore.
Betty, it's been a long time since you complained about free advertisement.
But Betty, you were complaining about it when it was 25 subscribers.
Yes.
We have 25 subscribers.
But first of all, Betty, let's just point out we're going to answer this bad question. But Betty act like he ain't been complaining about free advertisement and also free Levi posts when we had low subscribers. So nothing has changed. Don't let the numbers change you.
I'm saying people can change. I understand my wrongs of when we were below 200 subscribers. Now we have 200,000.
Manny, can I tell you something? There's certain people who change. But Manny, I think you're at that age where you just ain't gonna change at all.
It's too old to change.
Damn, I left Kanye off the list. I got to read my list.
You brought him up. You did actually.
I left him off.
Mr. Redacted may have said it now, and he may still be on the run. but it is always about the Benjamins.
But anyway, the story.
Can I? Oh, I don't know where you're at. Is the email over? I'm gonna chime in. Can I say this? I hate the way people watch wrestling. I hate it. I agree with them that. Why can't I just watch the fucking show? Just like any other TV show. I'm not watching Abbott Elementary and saying, Ava gets too much TV time. Why don't they push Jacob? I can't watch a TV show. Oh, I wonder what Janine's really like backstage. I bet you she's out there trying to bury everybody. I don't care. No one's watching TV shows like that. Manny, go ahead.
There are some people like that. There are loads of people like that. That's why fan fiction exists, and that's why Reddit exists, where people have their weird theories about what's going on, why they're doing it. It's because curiosity is what people are all built on when they watch all this stuff.
I just want to watch the show.
Mind starts going. No, people, I enjoy watching the show because I live in a binge world culture. Marcus knows I don't watch anything till everything is out, so I can binge watch a whole lot of it, so I don't waste time. I wonder what happens next week. I don't do it. And he gets irritated because he can't talk to me when we finish the show about things.
Yeah. I'm up to date. I watched a new episode of Abbott Elementary live, and I didn't realize I was doing that.
Wait, but you already completed the season 2 and 3?
Yeah, I'm on season 3, episode 9, Eric. The new episode that came out this week. I was like, I'm up to date. It's a problem, okay? I know how I watch TV. It's a problem. But
they need to push. They need to get Jacob and Odu in the match. We need to get them in a WrestleMania. Shit,
he's a mid-carder at best. He's a mid-carder at best. Oh, but watching the TV show. I just want to watch a TV show. Fuck all this weird shit. I watch Game of Thrones not because I care about the backstage drama. The only place I honestly really care deep down about the backstage drama. Yes, you may say professional wrestling. I like the tea. So what? But sports. I want to know why they hate each other. I want to know why Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson want to swing on each other. I don't believe that's true right now, but if that does happen, I want to know why it happens. Just saying.
You want to know why LeBron calls AD a bitch? Also, let me shout out Big Crit. Big Crit. Love me some Big Crit.
There's all these like TV magazines and YouTube channels related to all the drama behind TV shows as well. Like I remember watching, I don't think I watched, or maybe I read it when I was heavily into Grey's Anatomy in the early days, and it was between George and Izzy. And the only reason George died, this is a spoiler if you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy.
I never plan on watching all 400 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
I watched one episode of Grey's Anatomy, and I'll tell you the episode I watched. It was weird. It was the Black Alarm where they it was like a terrorist attack or something with Grey's Anatomy. They were hyping that shit up, and I watched it. And I didn't know what was going on.
Just like, and then there was a situation between two actors, and they wanted to keep one and the other, and all that. So I knew all about it, and then it played out into the why they killed off someone. So it happens. Like there are people out there that are into this shit, and a lot of people watch it, and people. And it is like the backstage drama going on in WWE.
Because guess what? I don't fuck with friends.
Give our backstage drama.
I don't fuck with friends. I will never fuck with friends. Fuck friends.
Eric, I give us our backstage drama for us. The whole Martin and Gina scandal. What the fuck? Martin was a good show. It was a good show. And then they had the whole sexual harassment suit. And you were like, I need to know. And then that show was done like less than a year later.
I blame Shake. I always blame Shake in this situation. But anyway, I think we got to answer. I think it's right. I can understand where this man is coming from. I do think that people don't focus on the stories that are taking place in professional wrestling because I think real life is more interesting. And that's why you have to figure out how to find that balance to use these dirt sheets and use the rumors that people have to make the story push it further. And I think that's the successful way of running the business because wrestling is the only place where the fans think they can input and determine the outcome because we can't change the script that's of Abbott Elementary because they've already wrote that shit. Like,
yeah, but I would like to add, I do miss the old wrestling crowds more than I did the current. I don't think I like the new ones at all. The "This is awesome" chants, "We want table" chants, the cheer in the heels. I need Roman to be booed. The Rock should have been booed thoroughly. He was a horrible human being coming back. He's whipping people, calling him boy on the outside. He's just cursing. He's doing whatever he wants. He's threatening people's jobs. I don't want that. I know you want to appreciate these people in their performance, but I want them booed. I don't want people cheering Swerve because he did a home invasion, even though that's my guy and I cheer him.
Man, Swerve has fell off so much since he had that. I just don't understand.
He lost momentum.
He had so much momentum, and then he stopped.
That happens in wrestling all the time, though. Like, not just AEW, or it happens in WWE. They fail to pull the trigger when it's the right moment. Like,
it felt like they fucked. I don't know. Marcus, ask a question because I know you're huge. You like Tarantino movies, Marcus. He came out on record and he said that he is not a fan of Death Proof. Didn't you like Death Proof?
He's not a fan of Death Proof?
Yeah, he said he regrets that. Like, it was an interview. He was like, he hate that. Like, that's one of the worst movies of his catalogs and stuff like that.
It is the worst movie in his catalog, and I'm not a fan of Death Proof, but because Death Proof is too long.
Okay.
Like, there's a whole first half I would cut out and just make the movie an hour. Like the scene at the end when they're hanging on the car and they're fighting Stuntman Mike. That's cool, but you know. It's a waste. It's a waste of the Tarantino catalog of his only doing 10 movies.
So you know what's funny? So it's funny. I was listening to my old iPod because I'm becoming an old man. I'm going back to old technology. Yes, the old iPod with a hard drive in it. Huh? Yeah, it still works, man. It's great because it plays the music. So it literally played the music. It with no distractions. You can listen to music without distractions. But
what do you mean? Eric, I know for a fact that no distraction. You'll probably listen to your iPod now and you're still on your phone.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I was getting work done. But the thing is, they played a song. It was Rick Rock's song from Django Unchained. And I was like, fuck, that's a great ass song. And I was like, I need to watch Django. I ain't watched that shit in a long time. And I was like, huh. And that was all I had.
Whoa. Are you talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Nah, man. Nah, son, you wrong.
Oh, wait, he didn't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was funny as hell.
Man, that shit is hilarious.
That was entertaining.
That was hilarious to me. I mean, is it better than the Hateful Eight? No. Because the Hateful Eight...
It is better than the Hateful Eight.
Close it down. Close it down. I love me the Hateful Eight.
I've been trying for the last 2 weeks to try and get myself to watch Dev Patel in Monkey Man.
My coworker went to the theater. She said it's an amazing movie. She said it was very.
Yeah, I've been trying. The place I go to watch it only has one showing of it. Damn. And it's like 8, and I was like,
it just came out big for us, I believe.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really, really good, and I've been trying to get myself to see it.
It looks like Dave Patel's take on John Wick.
We also probably just need to have our own pop culture show that we talk about everything else because it makes no sense that we went on an hour and we only was talking about SmackDown. Now we talk about everything else. I think this is time for us to conclude the show.
You ran on Tony Khan for like 6 hours, and
I felt Marcus, who asked my opinion? Who asked my opinion? Who asked my opinion? Who did it?
Show? Is this not your show?
This was not my show. Who asked the question? Manny, let me ask you. Who asked me about my take on TK? Who asked me that question?
First of all, who put our throwback jersey on this week? I just realized this is gold. I missed this.
Who asked me the question though? Why would you ask the question?
Well, because I set up the show thinking he wasn't going to be on today, so I thought I had to do everything. So
Marcus, answer the question. Who asked me my opinion about Tony Khan? It wasn't Lord Manny Hayes. Who asked me? Who was it? I'll wait.
You know, to be fair,
that looks like a really good movie too.
Lexus King is good or bad. But he wasn't on TV this week.
He wasn't on the TV again.
Who asked me the question, Marcus? Who asked me? Who made the show go long? Wasn't me. You asked me a question.
Okay, I didn't. Have I complained about the show going long? I have not complained once.
Because you don't complain right now. But as soon as we hit end stream, you will complain. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Like your energy level changes when we're in the pre-show. Man, you such a backstage diva. It's ridiculous. He knows it.
This is a front stage diva kind of situation because at the start of the show, it's I'm tired.
Man, I'm tired, man. I can't believe I did this. Oh man,
he gets a second win. He gets a second wind.
Daddy shows up 55.
I can't help it. Adrenaline is in my soul. Someone told me to start the show. Okay?
Daddy.
I don't know.
He shows up 25 minutes late for the pre-show meeting and all that.
You weren't even in the room when he cited first.
Yeah.
You had left to go get Shantae, and he arrived and said first.
Yeah, exactly. So, knowing that he was third, it's just like, I'm so tired. The next thing you know, he here talking about, So
By the way, UFC 300s tonight. It's going to be an amazing card. I can't wait to see fools get their heads cracked in.
Oh, all right.
Brock Lesnar was supposed to be on that card, but he's in his hiding.
You can skip for joy like Solo tonight when you watch the UFC 300. We want to thank everybody for tuning into this week's episode of the Sharpshooters Podcast. Remember, I'm Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
And I'm Marcus, the grand finale. And Manny, I also want to take back the worst commentary call of all time. I believe it has to do with Lord Alfred Hayes. It has nothing to do with Wade Barrett, the other English countryman. I'm sure he has a worse call. I'm sure he has a worse call.
100% Wade Barrett, and you know it.
All right, until next week, until we find out who the new tribal chief is, or we find out who did this to Mercedes Moné.
Oh, no!
We'll see you guys. Well, they'll see you guys on Tuesday for the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, where they'll talk about
the Batman pearls though.
Inserting herself between Dawkins and his plan, and B-Fab, the greatest equalizer on SmackDown.
Mark, that's a pretty bad call, Marcus. She ain't even remotely close to being the greatest equalizer. You know
what does that mean? What does that mean? They didn't got Denzel on the
Marcus,
show.
That comment, I have to look at it like Tony Schiavone, Manny. I may agree with you in this situation. Wade Barrett crossed the line with that statement. Anyway, stay sharp.
We gotta keep Schiavone for a lot of things. We gotta keep this image or just that call right there. Oh.
The problem with the Schiavone picture is because they didn't.
I gotta go pick up my car so you guys can end the show then.
They didn't pan to his complete face. This is just a side image in the corner, like 1/8 of the screen.
Yeah. Hello, doctors, my old friend.
Guess I gotta.
He left. Well, we out.
Now it's time to really start the show.
We're back on Tuesday with all your penis jokes, and we out. Peace.